Candace Owens continues to take a lot of heat for a lot of the things that she continues to say and do because she has the courage of her convictions. And there are two very important stories going on right now. You see, I think Turning Point USA is in a lot of trouble. And that is why there are now reports which one? Oh, is it Shapiro haters? Is that it? Okay. So it's not his screen. It's Candace, so I wanted to be sure. So both little Ben Shapiro and Erica Kirk really don't like Candace Owens for obvious reasons. Sometimes you go through a low period, you go through a high period, and I want to give credit where credit is due. We're going to go with little Ben first. See, Candace decided to sit down with investigative journalist Elizabeth Lane. And that really pissed off little Ben in so many ways. So, why is he so upset? Here's why.
Into politics because I cared about the truth. I care about the America that the founders promised us and the America that our parents and grandparents fought and worked for. And I'm not going to lie for cash. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to tell.
I am totally going to lie for lots of cash, not just a little, but a lot. And I expect to get every damn cent. As long as I have an ideology that is dying day in, day out, I really have to make it my mission as a little whiny bitch that if I don't, how else am I going to get paid? Maybe I could just act more like a fool. Far right, Tucker Carlson, right? Yeah.
Tell you about the wonders of Moscow supermarkets or the glories of Sharia law in Qatar. I'm not going to pander for clicks by pretending that Erica Kirk might have been complicit in Charlie Kirk's murder or that perverse and malicious questions about TPUSA's cover-up are somehow bizarre form of investigative journalism.
Oh, little Ben Shapiro, what can I say? I'll say this. You are losing a lot of money and a lot of power, and you're spiraling out of control. What are you going to do next? I got an idea. Where you live in Boca Raton, there's a lot of golf courses. Maybe you could be a caddy. Carry somebody's clubs around, little Ben, because in the end, you are pint-sized enough to either do that or got one other idea for this tiny little man. There's a lot of horse racing in Florida. Why don't you become a jockey? Maybe you're small enough to actually get up on that high horse of yours and stay there. Maybe you'll win a race or two. Think about it.
Freest and most prosperous country in world history. I'm going to be grateful for America, and I'm going to point out what's great about America and what our principles are. My worldview has not changed. It has not changed. My principles haven't changed because I think those principles are true and good. And those principles are not going to change. So in the end, take it or leave it because facts still don't care about your feelings.
Actually, the problem is that your feelings are always hurt when you're dealt with facts. Now, isn't that right, little Ben Shapiro?
Think it's better than me, Paul? You think you're hanging there all day, you're higher than me, you're better than me? You're like me. You're not. I'm a part. Think it's better than me, Paul? You think you're hanging there all day, you're higher than me, you're better than me? You're like me. You're not. I'm a father. I can think that you are not better than me at all. Yeah, I'll teach you.
You know, as Miss Rachel and Mayor Zoran Mamdani, wah, wah, wah. That's basically what happened a little bit. I don't have her email. I know someone who does have her email, so I guess I could probably do that. But yeah, I don't know what Ben has, but he has a micro brain because his brain is exploding. Now, why is his brain exploding? His brain is exploding. And the reason he's talking like this is because Candace Owens sat down for an interview with investigative journalist Elizabeth Lane. And here's what she had to say about little Ben.
Who are you, dude? Like, he's telling American people, well, you are wrong to want good for America because Israel comes first. He never said exactly these words, but that's where he's going. Like, we support Israel. We should support Israel. Who are you to decide who American people should support? Like, who are you?
It's really operative. And I think that, and you can fact check this, but I was told when I was at the Daily Wire that his uncle is the one that sold all the uranium to Israel, stole all of our uranium. Ben Shapiro, he ended up not being charged for it because I think he like pled anti-Semitism in court or something, but he did sell all of our uranium. So this is who and what his family is. And this.
If there is any truth to this, if there is any truth that Shapiro's uncle is involved in weapons deals between him and the state of Israel and our State Department, oh boy. See, that's the type of thing that little Ben should have to answer for. That's the type of thing where we say that he should be registered as a foreign agent, that he is an Israel first anti-American piece of shit. This is one of those reasons. When we say that little Ben has blood on his hands, this is why. And yet no one ever questions him because little Ben is, as virtually every Jewish Zionist says in the United States, we are a protected class. You cannot touch us. So when little Ben comes out and says, facts don't care about your feelings, you're right, they don't. My feelings are pretty well documented about you, and they always are backed up with facts. When little Ben feels the need to say, I am all about America. And again, if you feel the need to say that constantly, what that really means is you don't care about America at all. You're projecting. Anybody at this point, and this gets back to something that I haven't even brought up to Jen, and I'll bring it up now. I have a friend, more of an acquaintance, but friend of a friend. And she's a sweet gal, means well, much more so than the other one that I referred to. But this one is exceptionally naive and decided to write me privately about what I post and how it hurts her feelings. I'm not kidding. That's the exact word she used. It hurts our feelings. You don't know what we're going through right now. Oh, I don't. I don't know what you're going through. I don't give a fuck what you're going through. Your ideology is not only committing genocide in Gaza, in the West Bank, now in southern Lebanon. You will do the same thing to the Iranians if you can get away with it. But you are also bringing hell here at home to the American people. And you will have to choose. It is a very clear-cut decision. Either you support Israel or you support America. Which one is it? Make it known. And you should say this to everybody. If you know anybody at this point, if you know anybody that supports Israel, they don't support America. It's that simple. If anybody is looking to bring this country down at this point, it's those that still support them. Because they truly don't give a shit about the facts. They care about their feelings. In that right, little bit.
Is what he was raised to believe, that he's chosen. And so I think when you are raised with that philosophy of thinking that everything is yours, that you should be allowed to steal and rape and kill and take people's property because you're promised something, chosen by whom? Satan.
Exactly. Yeah.
Obviously, if you can do this to children and you genuinely believe that you have a separate, as the Talmud instructs, that you have a separate spirit. They're animals, you're not. By the way, I wouldn't treat an animal as they treat the Palestinians, just to be clear.
Right.
And actually, when you watch their behavior, the deep irony is they can't think through, no, you have the spirit of animals. Look at you. Look at what you're doing.
What we're doing is destroying our country from within. And as is often the case, throughout any history of empire, whether it's ours, whether it's the British, the Romans, the Ottomans, on and on we go. What are the common themes that these empires typically have? They're always destroyed from within. They're never destroyed from outside. The Third Reich was destroyed from outside, and certain others, but in general, I'm talking about real empire that lasts not 1,000 years, but let's say several hundred years. And what do they all have in common? They get destroyed from the inside, whether through debasement of currency, which is happening now, whether it is foreign influence, also happening now. We are seeing it in real time, the disintegration of our country. Not that we should be an empire, but that our country will sink. And that is where the rubber meets the road. We know that Israel is merely one cog in the equation of the greater empire that is America, but it's a big cog, very big. I know that came out kind of dirty. He's got a big cog, you know what I'm saying? In the case of Israel, when it comes to how demonstrably they control our system, it's a very big problem.